Alright guys, welcome back to another week here on my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. This week I just want to go over some questions that I've gotten on Facebook on some things having to do with the Clawhammer banjo, my practice regiment, what I go through in practice and how I practice. Some things of that nature this week. I've had a lot of questions on Facebook and I've kind of put it off for a week or two, but I'm going to go ahead and answer some of them today. But before I get started guys, I am the Banjo Addict is now on Twitter. I have a Twitter page. I also have a Instagram page and a Facebook page. I've had the Facebook page, Instagram page for a while. The Twitter page is new, so if you want to check it out, I'll have the links up top in the banner. If you're on PC, they'll be up top in the banner. If you're not on PC, you should be able to go to the About section of YouTube and on my page, and it should have the links down in there if I'm not mistaken. But it's Banjo Addict on everything, so should be pretty simple to find. What I want to start with this week, guys, is I wanted to answer some questions that I've had on Facebook, kind of get them out of the way. It's the questions that I guess I get the most, and so I want to answer them. There's 2 or 3, 4 of them. I can't remember how many there are, but we'll get them answered today. One of the first questions I get asked a lot is about my finger pick that I use for doing this, and all this is a it's an Ernie Ball finger pick. All this is an Ernie Ball finger pick, and as you can tell, all I've done is I've cut that rounded tip on it right there, because these things are thin enough to where they're not hard to mess with, but they're thick enough to do for this, and they're not too thick where you can't cut and mess with them. But anyways, you can see all I've done is rounded the top of the pick, and then I made it to where it sits down pretty close. I gotta work my finger up into it, but you can see I'll work it pretty close to where my finger would be, my fingernail, I guess you could say. And so it's right there on the tip, and then that way it can get a nice little pluck. So what I'm saying, you can get a nice little pluck with it, with the and it doesn't hinder. Like it isn't big and bulky, it doesn't hinder, it ain't catching on everything. I've also had a lot of questions about my practice regiment, what I do in practicing more in depth. And like I've said before in other videos, I practice, usually when I practice, I get to practice an hour to an hour and a half. Is usually my time. The first, I don't know, the first little bit of my practice is me just kind of really just playing around, getting my hands limbered up and my wrists limbered up and everything, just kind of, it's like starting a car almost, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to get everything kind of warmed up and moving. So that's what I do for the first 5-10 minutes maybe, is just kind of just play, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to do anything. I'm not really trying to learn anything in that first 5 or 10 minutes. I'm just really getting my hand limbered up and getting everything kind of working. So yeah, and then after that, I generally go into, well, for the Clawhammer, I generally go into chord progressions, hitting it with my finger. And first I'll go straight through the chord, so I'll start with, I'll hit the first chord like 4 times, all the way through. I'll hit every chord 4 times, and then every chord 3 times, and every chord, 2 times, 1 time, all that good stuff. So I'll kind of like that, and I'll go through that progression quite a bit, and then I'll do it with alternating. I'll do first and third string, second and fourth kind of deal, to kind of get everything. try to just get alternating stuff. And then at the end of that, I'll just mix it all up and just kind of think in my head what string I want to hit and just go hit it kind of deal. So. Anyways, then once I get through all that, 5 or 10 minutes. Now I feel like I've warmed up. I've kind of hit all my strings. I've kind of learned, you know, got my hand kind of in that grind of doing that with the Clawhammer. And then I'll probably spend the next, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes trying to learn, like whatever lesson I'm learning, like whatever song I'm learning, I'll try to go to the next 30 or 40 minutes doing that. And then at the end of it, the last probably, I don't know, the last 30 minutes or so, I'll just sit and go over the songs I already know. And do that, and I'll probably go over those songs, you know, as many times as I possibly can to kind of get everything down and get my speed up and all that good stuff. Anyways, I was going a little too fast there, but you can kind of see where I'm talking about. It don't hit on the meat of your finger. But anyways, that's what I'll do, is I'll go over those songs, and that's what I'm trying to do on my second song right now, is get my speed up on it to where I can play it at a, you know, a decent pace. I have started into the next song that I'm working on as far as my lessons go, which is New River Train, I believe. I'm working on that song in the book as far as learning to play the Clawhammer. That's my next song in my book. Also, I'm working on Mountain Dew. I've got some tablature on Mountain Dew, so I'm slowly but surely working it in there a little bit as well. And I would like to learn some decently easy Christmas songs before Christmas on the Clawhammer banjo. So I don't want this video to get way too long. Maybe in the coming weeks, what I'll do is I got other questions that I want to answer, but I didn't realize the video was going to be this long, guys. I apologize. Maybe I'll answer those questions a little bit in each video here on out till I get some of those questions answered, guys, because I've got probably 4 or 5 more that I'd like to talk about that people that I get the question a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, guys, thank you all, everyone, so much for hitting that subscribe button and watching my videos and just showing support, guys. I greatly appreciate it. And hopefully here, you know, within another 6 months or so, I'll be a lot better on the banjo. Like I've told you before, my plans are to learn Foggy Mountain on it, and I also want to learn Mountain Dew, so that's where we're going to be at. And all right, guys, until next week, keep on a picking.